Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
ComicBookAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like ComicBookAdvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating. Because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, everybody. Let's do it one last time for the year. This is the last Comics News Wire news program of the year. We will continue to have the News Wire continue as a thread throughout the year. I am not going to stop updating it. You'll see the updates on our site. We're just not going to go live because it's the holidays. It's time to celebrate. We'll get nostalgic starting, I'm sure, this weekend. A lot of people will be talking about it in the comics brunch, which we have Sunday at 11:11. Meredith is co-hosting with me. And it's been crazy this year. And we got some news for you on the way out of it and before the holidays. So strap in and we're going to go around the room, introduce you to all the other great co-anchors, starting with Meredith, since she's right below me.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm Meredith Lochran, the associate editor over at Geek Insider, as well as the executive producer of the Geek Insider podcast. Great news. We were just accepted on Pandora. So we are on, our podcast is on most of the major podcasting platforms, which is kind of cool. I am also one of the founding five with this guy, Rob Anderson, for Terraform Comics. We have a lot of things that are coming up with Continuum, and that's going to be something we hopefully will be talking about later. I have no idea. And right now I am also putting together my my Kickstarter for the Compendium of Dread. It is an anthology of dark fiction which incorporates horror, crime, paranormal, thrillers, all kinds of stuff. It's a collection of flash fiction that I've written through the years, and a lot of that is being scripted out into comic books, which one of them will be actually has art now. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to pass the mic to Michael Lanning. Rob, I've got him. I'll put him on solo.
Hey, morning, everyone. I'm C. Michael Lanning. I'm an independent artist, currently doing work with Silverline and some other things with the person above me. You can always check us out over at silverlinecomics.com and look us up on Facebook at Silverline. If you're interested in me, you can check me out on Facebook at C. Michael Lanning, or The Art of C. Michael Lanning, and I'm on other platforms too, so you should be able to find me there pretty well. Hopefully this coming up year, I'll have some more stuff to put out there, but currently I don't have it on me, the Christmas card for Silverline, and working on a cover for the next Silverline Kickstarter project. So look for that. And back to you, Rob.
All right. We are going to get right into the news today. Just a quick note. We talked about this. Oh, Meredith has something to show off. What's that?
Oh, hey. Oh, you have the postcard.
I got one.
Look at that. You got it already.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get mail better than I get mail.
How didn't I get one? What did I do wrong? Why am I on the naughty list? I mean, never mind. Never mind. I know I am on the naughty list.
No, actually, I think it was because I supported the Kickstarter.
So did I.
So
maybe-
I was on the mail list. Did you say no, Rob?
No, I
Did you say
said
no?
I did. I said you did support one.
No, I meant did you say no, I don't want to be on the mailing list or something?
No, I won't be on the mailing list.
Oh. I got my card there for maybe I'm special.
Wait a minute.
I can't even.
You know what? I got you. After this, get with me. I got a hookup.
I mean, I want to be special.
Aw, you are special, Rob.
I don't know what to do.
People keep saying that, but they don't mean it as a nice thing. They don't mean it as a nice thing. I'm wise to what you all mean.
I have a few of them, so I'll hook you up.
Well, here we go. Let's dive into the news one last time, shall we? We're going to start over on Wednesday. So these are all the headlines that made waves and turned people's heads in comics. We'll start off with I know I'm the only Star Trek fan in the room. How are you anchors in this thing?
Oh, what are you talking about? I love Star Trek.
Yeah, but I thought you had something against Discovery.
I haven't watched it. That's all I know.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
watched it, so I don't know.
Okay, so
you just assume something. I understand why, but you just assume that I already have problems.
The Mandalorian hate. You're
Not anymore. Not anymore. I take it back. I was wrong.
Sure to help me make you positive by reinforcing what happens when you're not. Star Trek Discovery. David Cronenberg, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, confirms his return for season 4. If you thought he was going to be a temporary little character, it turns out he's going to be a bigger deal. And if you didn't watch this week's Star Trek, this week was a sad week in a way because we lost 2 shows. Mandalorian goes off, and I believe this was the season ending of Discovery as well. So we might have just lost 2 shows. They were great shows too, but we'll have more content coming, especially over at Disney. Meredith, I know you know this gentleman.
Yes, Gamal Hennessy. We all deserve extra gifts for surviving 2020. Isn't that the truth? This issue of the Professional Comics Creator has gift ideas for all the comic creators in your life, methods for connecting with your reader, and a special series of professional insight from none other than Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was in the news too, wasn't he?
You know what? I did not see yesterday's news, so if this is the last 24 hours, I had a lot going on yesterday evening. I caught up with every bit of the news except for yesterday, so I'm out of the loop for one day so far. I know Moderna got their vaccine approved because that came in on highlight, but nothing came over as like a breaking news with Dave Chappelle. Google it, I guess, unless you know what's going on.
I can't speak about it, but I think it's shades of cancellation.
Oh, he'll get it. No, he'll survive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will.
He
Too
doesn't.
many people. Yeah, too many people really like his honesty and comedy.
And let me just take a moment to say this: everyone's just got to stop. Stop trying to control what other people get to consume. Stop trying to tell people how to live. Everyone was against everyone who was this or that this year. Can we just stop? You don't have to like everyone, but give people their. Remember, stay in your lane. What happened to that? That was the perfect thing. If you could disagree with someone, you'd be like, all right, I don't like him. I was on a meeting last night with industry professionals, and there are a few people I didn't care for that were on that same meeting. I acted like a professional. We didn't exchange cooking recipes, but we had conversations. We talked back and forth. Be an adult. Jeez, come on. I mean, and I'm saying jeez because I'm trying not to curse this early in the program. It'll get to the midway and we'll start cursing, I'm sure. But for now, I'm trying to just really say to you guys, everyone's looking for drama. Stop it. That's why we got where we are right now. Outside of all the virus stuff from this year, that was no one's fault. I do not believe that's anyone's fault. But I'm saying all the other stuff inside, that's all choice. That's all choice that we had to deal with. It was past generations, past even versions of ourselves this year as we had to look into ourselves. And we had to realize that we kept saying, later Rob will deal with it. Later Meredith will deal with it. Later Michael will deal with it. Guess what? The rooster came this year. So can we get to the point where you just shut the fuck up? See, I couldn't even hold it that long. Seriously, you don't like something, don't fucking watch it. It's not brain surgery. There's shit I don't like all the time. I turn it off. I watch something else. I don't understand it. And we have to get past this moment in history. We can't. We've been too ugly for too long. The Kardashians have been canceled. Let's cancel what they made us do. Reality television has made us dumber, unable to talk. I mean, people can't even flirt and date anymore because they don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. What the hell's wrong with everyone? Just treat people how you want to be treated. It's not that hard. It's really that simple. And if you treat me a certain way, I'm going to assume that's how you want to be treated. So when you act a certain way, you know, going back to when I was a young man growing up, if you're going to act like a bitch, I'll slap you like one. It's just going to be the truth of the reality.
Rob Anderson, report to HR.
And that's nothing against women because guys can be bitches. Let's just put it out there. Guys can be bitches. And when that was said, it was always said to a guy.
There's one in every group.
Try to twist it. That was what guys said to guys when I grew up. If you act like a bitch, I'll slap you like one. You know? And it's the truth, though. We need that. We need Dave Chappelle to make those jokes. Because I think he actually made that joke in one of his things, which I think is funny. And we need people who cross lines, but in a way that makes us have conversation and lets us laugh. It's humor, it's creativity, it's art that gets us to the other side of conversations. Remember, gay rights became very popular because of Will and Grace. A television show shaped a nation, and it's true. Sometimes art can be transformative. So can we get past this trying to cancel people? Nonsense. It's not working anymore. When was the last time you guys actually canceled someone? Think about it. You haven't.
Right? You haven't.
You haven't.
There's people because people on the other side decided, hey, wait, I don't have to be canceled. That's it. That's all it is to it.
You don't have any power. Like literally, Bill Cosby might be getting out of prison now. See what you did by pushing too hard? You proved bias. You did. That's the whole point, is that there's a bias now, that there's just people teaming up and people willing to lie because they think someone's guilty. Stop it. None of us will line up. Mother Teresa ran, for those who don't know, ran places for people to die. I bet you didn't know that. That's right. Mother Teresa was about hospice. She wanted to be around people who were dying. Now, of course, you'd want to consider that she's probably trying to do it to make the end of life better, but that's what she did. And there are rumors about her, even popes, everyone's got a story that's bad. The point is the majority of what you do in your life and what you're doing now, not what you were doing a decade ago. Really think about that for a second. I mean, am I wrong?
You know, I am, when I don't agree with somebody, I don't have to hate them. You know, my feelings aren't stronger than their feelings, but my opinions are not usually more important than facts. So, I mean, there has to be that differentiation between the two. The other thing is, on social media, especially now, since like pretty much the world has been on Zoom or StreamYard or Facebook Live or whatever platform that you're on, and you're communicating with people, if you don't like somebody, there's a mute button. There's even an unfriend button. Yep. It's not that hard. You know, I mean, I've said it over years and years. You don't like it? Scroll by. Walk by. I mean, why do you have to be an asshole and say something if you don't agree? Why do you want to be contrary? Unless you're absolutely looking for a fight. And I know people who are like that in real life. Michael? Some of them are family members. You know, what can I do about them? I can limit how much time I spend with them, but I don't have to give them real estate in my head.
You know, I rarely unfriend people. I will mute people sometimes, because sometimes people just get on the high horse or whatever, on their pedestal, on their soapbox, and they want to preach a lot. And they're like, okay, well, I don't necessarily agree with you, but I don't want to stop being your friend necessarily, because there's other things that we agree on. I say, you know, find that common ground and enjoy that common ground, and don't hate somebody because they're on a different ground than you. That's what I say about that. And stop being offended. Golly.
No, you have every right to be offended. Go home, get your tub of ice cream out, get your tissues. You'll be offended. but don't make it come onto my screen.
I think people are looking for reasons to be offended because it's like I gotta feel something, and that negative feeling and that pushback and controversy just gets that adrenaline flowing.
It's just a contest to see who can be more offended. It's really become that.
But it's not really. At the end of the day, are you really?
Oh no, I will offend him. See, I taught.
Well, you're different.
See, when people say that
Rob, you are a special beast, man. You are special.
When people say they're offended, I'm like, really? I haven't even talked about how I think you have a small dick. Like, we can go there. I mean, we go to the psychology. I remember I broke this one guy down because he said something about me being a parent, and I saw red. So I broke things down to him from his profile and even said, I think that you have a problem with women, and there's very much a sense that you have a mother issue possibly. And his friends are laughing at him as he's losing his crap because I didn't say anything mean. I literally took things from his profile and just talked about him.
I don't know, but you're kind of a bullseye for that. They like to say stuff to you for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with that.
It's the reality of that I'm a vocal person, and
I guess
Meredith is starting to learn that. People try to make you take sides. People try to force you into corners. They try to tell you who you can hang out with, and Meredith's starting to begin to see.
I am oblivious to it because I am beyond the bullshit.
But recently,
maybe that'll be a next show.
You had an experience with that, and I know we don't have to talk about it, but you started to, and that's how it all started with me. People starting to tell other people oh, you hang out with this person, and you're like, yeah, everyone's grown. I'm not their keeper. I don't know what the fuck they do. I'm not watching them like that shit. And it's always funny when someone's mad at someone. It's always yo, your boy Michael, man, he's a dick. He's a dick. All right. He spoiled Star Wars for me.
Oh no, come on!
And you're like, wait a minute, what? And
so my opinion matters to you that much.
So I go to Michael and I go, Michael, why did you spoil Star Wars? He's like, I didn't spoil anything. I was on Modin's thing, and someone asked if I saw the post-credit scene, and I said no. So I went and watched the post-credit scene. I said, that's cool. How did I spoil it? That guy's just mad because a week ago he was talking to one of my friends in the bad way, and I told him, hey, don't talk to, that's a good person I work with. I know who they are. Stop trying to say something about them. And he's just twisted and waited for this minute to be a dick about it. That's the reality of what you're doing. You're mad about something else. Instead of growing up and being a man or a woman and saying something, and we'll see Gal had something to say about that with Josh Whedon in the news today. Instead of standing up and saying, hey, this is how I feel, you double down on stupid. Oh, well, fuck you then.
But here's the thing that I want people to understand also, and this is not necessarily news, but it's just social media etiquette. I think a lot of people, they don't realize staying in your own lane. A lot of people don't realize that I have real life friends that I am on social media with. There are a lot of people that I'm buddy with. There are a lot of people that I collaborate with. They are not all in the same lane as friends and family. And so when they take liberties in another lane, I'm like, no, you don't belong there. And sometimes they have to get smacked back into their own lane and understand that there is a line between professional and personal.
Yep. Yeah. And maybe you should keep more of your personal stuff off of social media. If you want to be a professional, this is just for the professionals, not the fans. But if you want to be considered someone's worth following, and I misstep, we all misstep occasionally, but you always have to look at who am I going to offend with this post? And you're going to offend someone if you just post. There's going to be someone out there that's going to find that you used a pronoun the wrong way. I've been told that I can't call myself a guy when I'm talking in third person on my post because that's offensive. And I was like, I can't, I can't deal with that. I am a guy. Aren't I allowed to pick my pronouns? The Star Wars girl this year in the news, I forgot her, the MMA fighter, the one who's the badass chick in it. What's her name? Someone help me. Okay, you don't know her name either. She was the hunter though, and she got in trouble because
Gina Carano.
Thank you. She won't pick pronouns this year. Sometimes you just gotta let people be in their own lane. Look, I'm an old dude. I have dyslexia. I never learned nouns. What about pronouns? I didn't know there were nouns that actually have a job and they're out there making money. I don't know how they're making money. Are they turning the nouns? I don't know. Or are they turning the alphabets? I don't know. I don't know.
Neither did she. And then when she found out about it, she'd gotten so much flack for it. She's like, forget it. I'll say whatever now.
Yeah, because sometimes you're just put in that situation, and people don't understand it. Sometimes you're pushed to the brink, and you're just like, that's the answer, because I don't care anymore. Right in your ears. Like you just, this is so stupid, it can't go on. All right, here we go.
I'm talking about Star Wars. Look at this. Star Wars.
We know who reads the Star Wars ones.
Obi-Wan Kenobi footage description, added Chow. This is quite a dark time that we're coming into with him. Just being a Jedi. It's not safe. There's Jedi hunters out there. Wow. That's on comicbook.com. And yeah, that's got me hooked right there.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, Meredith, you're up.
All right, from John Celestri, Bloodwing Angel. The first hard copy 52-page issue of Bloodwing Angel Chronicles will collect episodes 1 and 2, and that will be ready in March of 2021.
And you're going to see a lot of that in this show. We're going to be teasing things of the future, including Marvel's She-Hulk, where Mark Ruffalo is going to return as the Hulk, and Tim Roth's an Abomination to return. I like that Hulk movie, by the way. A lot of people didn't. I actually dug that movie. And I'm a fan of the actor, and I just blanked on his name, and I can't believe
oh, you're talking about
Norton.
Yeah, Edward Norton.
And there it is, Edward Norton. I liked it. I liked everything about that movie.
I liked him as a character. I did. I thought it was a good choice.
But and I like actually Tim Roth a lot. He was really good in Lie to Me, and all the stuff he does. Suicide Dogs, of course. I mean, most famously. So, yeah, I'll be tuning in. Fuck you, Disney. You own me now. I mean, it's just the truth. For the next 2 years, you have a schedule where you're getting my money. You're getting my money. So I need to sell comics. You'll see some of them in here. Know that when you're buying them today, you're helping me stay in Disney Plus land.
See, I will probably wait until it's not cool and it's free. So that's me. I'm the contrary like that. All right. So what do we have here? Have a Blue Moon Comics Christmas. All Blue Moon titles on sale at Drive-Thru Comics for 99 cents each. This is December 15th through the 23rd, so you've got a few more days. Go ahead, stuff your digital stockings, you filthy animal.
That's a Home Alone reference.
Yeah.
Lanning, go for it.
The Mandalorian Season 3 2021 release date revealed by Disney Plus. The third season to premiere on December 25th, 2021, or around that time. Sorry for the year wait. You can read about that at comicbook.com. A whole year?
Yeah, right.
Ooh,
wow.
I guess that gives me time to watch it, right?
Yeah. You can come over one weekend and just get it for free at my house.
We'll binge watch together.
Actually, we could seriously do that. I think Disney lets you download it. I'll download it throughout the year. You can watch it as we go to shows together.
Don't let Mickey climb on your ass, all right?
He owns me. I'm getting my Mickey Mouse tattoo January 1st because it's just over. It's just over. I'm for sale, Disney. I want, Cat and Supermom to wind up at Disney now. I go against the empire of Donald Ducks and Mickey Mouses. I'm not. You win. Richard Rivera talks about the Map Maker, which is today's the last day, by the way, guys. Go to your comic book shop. Get this scoot release. It's Map Maker 1, December 201664 is the code. Get your comic book shop today and order yourself a copy. All right, here we go. Some exciting news.
Oh, Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld teams with Archie Comics for new Mighty Crusaders series. Rob's still making history.
And by the way, those weird, I don't know what they're called, but they look like nipples. They look like boobs, actually. Like, really look at them. A boob or a face, depending on how you look at it. The little, I think they're semicolons? No? Brackets?
Oh, right. Brackets. That work.
Brackets, whatever those are called. Because I just learned today that there were dashes and then there ends. I was like, what? How did I not know there was another dash, M dash? I just knew there was a high dash and a low dash.
Hey, we're
Like
educational.
high beams and regular beams. But those things are actually comments that I'm putting in every so often for the article from Comic Newswire. So when you see Rob's still making history, that's from us because some people like to talk about Rob Liefeld without the respect he has earned. He is someone who has changed the industry. So whether you like him or not doesn't matter. Sometimes you just give him the status and you don't trash on him on social media. It just shows that you don't understand. There are things about Stan Lee I didn't like. You'll never see me make a post or attack someone over it on it because he earned enough for us to keep our mouths shut and be happy. You know, not everyone's going to like everybody, but there's a decorum. And that's what Meredith was getting at today. Mm-hmm. All right, Michael.
Oh, Star Wars. Pedro Pascal expects The Mandalorian and Ahsoka spinoff and more. So that's interesting. I can't wait to see that spinoff.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to be all over it. So do I. I think that he's an amazing actor, man. He made me a couple times. Like the way he that's it. He's one of my favorite actors.
That one episode, I'm not going to get too much into it, where he was with Bill Burr, and when he was talking to the officer, and the way he acted that out, you think he was there. He was clueless at that moment for real. So,
but even the way that he's used his body for body language. Yeah. Has been amazing because you don't see his face. And there was actually an article going around. I don't know if we decided to cover it or not because it was like a 50-50. And if it wasn't, I'll eventually explain it. But if we do, we'll go over it. Okay, so I guess this is Meredith's turn now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Only a few days left to reserve your copy of Devil's Dominion #2. And make sure that you head over there. Now, Rob, is this expired now? Because this was posted 2 days ago. All right, so today, make sure that you head over there.
The Scoot thing, this is for comics. This is previews.
Mm-hmm. So Devil's Dominion #2, preview catalog, DEC 201318. Make sure you head over there. Today's the day.
And for those who don't know previews, no big deal. It's the catalog that helps comic book shops order. You go to the comic book shop, you tell them the code we just told you, and they can now order that book. And the great thing about it is generally if they're going to order one, they'll order 2 or 3. So you really help out the creator. And when I was talking to people last night, comic book shops don't always know what to order. So when you're a fan showing up, it brings an energy that is necessary. So, and it's just one of the things you want to do. And if you're a Lovecraft fan, this is 10 comic books you should read, brought to us by CBR. And I'm not a Lovecraft fan, but I know a lot of people are out there are. So here you go. This is something that you'll probably enjoy according to CBR. And, they're good gifts. You can still go to a comic book store right now and get these as gifts. Wrap them up and make sure to get a board and bag while you're at the shop. They'll give you one. Or sell it to you for like 10 cents, the both of them combined. All right, you're up, Michael.
All right. Kickstarter holiday promo, Catch the Crazies. Check that out. The books are being packed and ready for Santa to pick up and deliver. And that's from our buddy at Vera Sam, who's at Catch the Crazies on YouTube.com.
Now, I do know that a lot of people are having trouble this holiday season getting packages. So if you have back to Kickstarter and someone says they sent it out, but you're like, oh, they said that a week ago, trust that they probably sent it out. I sent something to Michael. It took 2 weeks, and that was the second try. And after he got the package, I'm sure he understands why I was so mad that the first package was lost. And I'm still fighting with them. One day he might get it, or they're going to have to pay me, because apparently once they lose something, they get an extra 90 days to look for it.
Golly. Yeah.
Sell more stamps, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to.
But, and the United States Postal Service just released a statement about how they're slowed down. They're having problems because of the coronavirus and everything. So be patient, even with them, both sides. It's rough out there for the good ones.
And maybe USPS gets 90 days, but if it's stuff like the IRS, they don't care.
Right?
Pay me.
Yeah. I remember one time the IRS took 2 payments from me. I didn't say a word. I'm terrified of those people. Even the Joker's gone on record saying he won't mess with the IRS.
It's true.
They took 2 payments, and I was like, okay. And like 6 months later, like, oh, we took too much of your money. Here, have some back. And I was like, I mean, they don't care.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the IRS. The IRS, good people. That's all I have to say. We're going to move on very quickly now. As Loki might include the most important MCU world building. What world is he building? What's going on? And could he be running for office? You're going to find out at comicbook.com. Some interesting stuff happening over there. Here you go. You're up.
From Arash Zendia, live art painting Santa holiday special.
There you go. Getting the holiday spirit. We're, a week away from the big day now.
Oh, my gosh.
So pretty exciting. See Santa get drawn in all of his glory and painting. And here you go. This is perfect for Meredith.
Comic book preview, Killing Red Sonja, number 5. This is at flickeringmyth.com.
You're always trying to kill the hot redheads, man. Why?
I don't know.
This was Meredith's like, you know say?
No sé. No me importa.
Comics Newswire versus Backer Paws. That was fun. I actually really enjoyed doing that. Meredith showed up, and it was kind of fun to mix them in. We'll go over the schedule towards the end of the show, but we're going to make some changes. But I wouldn't expect to see that very often, the mixing of the two shows. They're generally too much. Crowdfunding is about to kick off real hard next week. Not next week, right after Christmas, you always see it, and it starts building back up again. People are off now because it's Christmas. No one's thinking about it. Actually, the perfect time to launch is after Christmas, believe it or not. I've done it. I told Meredith that. I might even still throw my hat in the ring for it. We'll see. 15.
Yeah, I mean, I sat with you as the logistics guy for Terraform Comics, and I said, "What do you think?" And you're like, "If you don't need the money, wait between Christmas and New Year's." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, you only push it if you need the money as fast as humanly possible at this point. If you don't, then you don't. You wait. Let Christmas get out of the way because everyone's got Christmas brain right now. Everyone's got Christmas brain. And the next thing, everyone's going to get real depressed, real lethargic. They're going to be a little more quiet because everyone's reflecting. Everyone gets in that reflective pool. We'll have the special talking about the best things in the year. When we go off this stream today, I'm going to start asking in the Comics Newswire Facebook group, what was the biggest headline of the year for you? And then we'll talk about some of those during the show. News headline, most people won't even think to be active because everything drops right now. There's just something programmed in the American society where people just are watching things and being nostalgic. It's our year wrap-up. Everyone's towards the end of it. So we'll see what happens, though. 15 comic book villains with the saddest origin stories. Magneto definitely deserves to be on there. And this is it's not in actual audio yet, but when this is, I'm getting this book. You're up.
Newswatch, Invisible Men, the trailblazing black artist of comic books, sheds light on the struggles and triumphs of black pioneers. Check that. That's coming from IDW.
Yeah. I think it's a book. I can't figure out if it's a book or not because it says it's from IDW, so you think maybe it's a comic book. But then you want to know the history of it, right?
Right.
And it says it's a book. I don't know.
Well,
Either way.
You can check it out at comic-watch.com.
It didn't show enough about it. I even went to Amazon, and it doesn't show enough. It doesn't really – I think it's a hybrid book. Usually when you can't get it to say something, they're a hybrid book, and they don't know how to call it anything because the term hybrid book hasn't been out there. I use hybrid because of Barbara Unleashed because that's a hybrid book, and it's been that way for a while. And it is truly a graphic novel in its way, which is probably what that is. And that's probably why it's not on audio yet. So I might have to buy it as a book. It's harder because, reading something with a 5-year-old who likes to rip things out of your hand helps and help. He's in control totally. Meredith, you're up.
Chuck Yeager's comic book influence lasted well beyond his fame. In their look at old cultural references in comics, CSBG shows the outsized influence that the late Chuck Yeager had on the world of comics. Rest in peace, Chuck.
I didn't even realize how much. It's a deep look into it. Go to CBR and check it out. It's definitely fascinating. And here we go, another previews. This is the pull box review of Black Cotton, and we've talked a lot about this on the show. Today's last day. Please check it out. This deeply reflective review of Black Cotton. And remember, to pre-order your copy at your local comic book store today. Call them up. Use the phone. You don't have to go. Call your local comic book shop right now. As soon as even while you mute us for a minute, pause us. We'll be here when you get back. The code is December DEC 201650. Just to make sure. So dyslexic, I always think I'm getting it wrong. All right, Michael, I took your turn, so you get this one.
All right, 10 comic book movies worth watching, but not with kids. Some of these movies proudly declared their comic book roots, while others kept that quiet. But each one exists because of those who created it. You can find out those are on CBR.com.
Yep, and you see the power of comics. It's really cool. And remember, life is too short. And we talked about this, and I'm giving this to you guys because I want you to start looking at who's around you. Because sometimes when you start shedding weight, your life gets better. And I've seen that throughout this year. I've gotten rid of some people. I've had some conversations with some people about how they treat me and how they talk about me in private and the expectations that it stops or our friendship stops. So you have to do that. Stand up for yourself. Do not allow toxic people to rip you down. Some people, when they're in a bad way, don't even realize what they're doing until you tell them. I remember when I was younger, I had a girl tell me that I was a very depressed person to be around. And that opened my eyes because until that point in my life, I'd never realized that how I felt could be affecting someone else. Mm-hmm. And now I try to be very mindful of that. And it's up to us to tell people when they're, I know it's not, someone's hurting my feelings. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be a bitch. It's not being a bitch. You're standing up for yourself and saying, that's hurting me and this is why. And if they're not willing to listen to you, then they're not someone to keep around you closely. Like Meredith said, if they're family, you might have to deal with them from afar. Deal with them from afar. Never let people treat you poorly. Stand up for yourself. No one else will as much as you have to in your entire life. And it's funny, real quick, I never realized this until this year, and I saw this thing. We treat our children to be subservient and to take abuse, whether we want to or not. We tell them you have to listen to your teacher, and they're always wrong because the teacher said they did something. We never ask, well, what happened? How did we get here? We don't enough. Even with us, you have to do this because I'm the parent and I said so. Sometimes we're just guessing that these things are bad, right? Don't stand too close to the television. None of us really know.
I have rarely said because I said so. I usually had a reason, because my kids had to.
I think Meredith threw guns on the floor and said, okay, I'm tired of 3. When I come back,
you know what? When they were doing karate and they had the gear, I'm like, go outside and beat the hell out of each other.
Only the winner gets dinner. Only the winner gets dinner. That's Meredith. And with me, I talk to Jax a lot. I'm raising a semi-spoiled kid. He's my only kid. I don't mind spoiling him. I really don't. But I ask him right in front of the teacher, what happened today? Like, he'll come out and I let him have that moment. And I know the teacher looks at it like a little differently, but I've told the teacher, I want to hear his side. Because maybe there's something we missed. And the first couple of times you could see she was a little taken by it, but now she sits there and she listens. And then she'll argue with him, which is perfect because he learns why he did something wrong. Open the lanes of communication. It's so important. We have to know what the other person's thinking. But do hold true to the fact that facts matter more than feelings, kids. They simply do. There were no dinosaurs with human in Jesus. I'm sorry. It just did not happen that way. I'm not contradicting your religion. Maybe the dinosaurs were Catholics too. I don't know. I didn't ask them. They could be Catholics, do your religion. But those types of things we can't mix. We can't teach children that.
Maybe some things are better to talk about offline.
Michael's like, that's going to be a letter.
Send all hate mail to
like Home Improvement. And letters to Tim Taylor.
All right, Michael. Here we go.
All right, The Mandalorian special to debut on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. Also, we're still gonna wait. Is that this Christmas Day?
Yeah, we actually.
Okay.
It's like a behind the scenes. I thought it was really cool. I got all excited.
Okay.
I was like, Wonder Woman and Mandalorian, and then Soul's coming out. I thought Soul had come out and I missed it.
No, they're releasing it on Christmas Day as their gift to you. That's what they said.
But that's a cool gift. I actually wanted to see that. That looked kind of badass. And Jax wanted it because he got the toys 6 months ago. I couldn't find the damn movie because he was like, "What's this?" I was like, "I don't know." I don't know. Meredith, you're up.
All right, from Scout Comics, reflections on my promotion to Scout Comics edition. 1 week ago on Tuesday, December 8th, 2020,
Actually,
I
Ed,
read,
this
and
was
this is Shepherd, the shepherdcomic.com.
yeah. I'm sorry, the preview didn't do it justice.
Yeah,
He was promoted to editorial director at Scout Comics.
Andrea Molinari.
Yeah, who does,
Molinari.
and he's now in charge over there. A great guy, a friend of mine. Awesome news. So proud of him. Sometimes the previews don't do it justice, and a lot of times I won't see these previews because as I share them on my site, one day I'll show you behind the scenes, but I don't see Facebook propagate, meaning it doesn't show a preview. It only shows the links. So, and occasionally we run.
But this is really good news, and congratulations to Andrea.
Joel too. By the way, Joel Rodriguez. I think it's later we covered it. He got promoted to design. I think head design editor. So Joel got one, and then 2 other people got promoted. So Scout's making moves, guys. Scout's making moves. And here you go, Michael.
All right, comic book reviews for this week of December 16th, 2020 on comicbook.com.
And this is
a whole list of them. Batman's Grave.
See, this is new releases for Scout. So sometimes it just does that the way it does its preview. But if you want to see what's cooking at Scout, that's the place to go. Meredith, you're up.
All right, our favorite comic moments of 2020. This is from io9.gizmodo.com. I guess it's been a weird year, especially for the comic industry, and they're going to be sharing their moments.
There were a lot of big moments, actually. DC Metal, huge new characters coming out of nowhere. We, of course, had Teenage Ninja Turtles just being on fire this year with The Last Ronin. So there was. And I like that. I like that we're stopping and realizing, hey, there wasn't all bad. I mean, it was a lot of bad. I saw that it on, I think it was CBR had actually did it, that there's going to, instead of a burning Yule log, there's going to be a burning trash can this year for Christmas, like a big dumpster, because it's a dumpster fire year. I'm going to get that and play it all Christmas Day.
Now, in this image here, I see Spider-Man, Superman. I see Harley Quinn. I see Snoke. That's Star Wars. Who are the other 2?
Mr. Terrific, right?
Right. Yeah, Mr. Terrific.
And I think that's Galactus's daughter. Because his daughter made big waves, and she was, I think, pregnant at one point this year.
Okay, so io9.gizmodo.com to find out more.
And I got yelled at the other day when I didn't read my own thing. So I'll read this. Meredith's like, it's yours. Read your own damn shit.
Do it.
I don't want to read your words. Stupid words. You're not alone. Every night I go live to remind people of that fact. I've done it for 273 days or something like that. I do it because it's true. And for those who are struggling or feel alone, feel free to speak up below or message me. You are not alone. And those are so important. Same thing with Meredith. She's been doing a lot of fitness check with people, and those things matter. She also tried a new streaming service yesterday. Look at her trying to be fancy. Weird echo. You did not sound right, but it looked cool. I was reading up on their software. I don't know. I like StreamYard better. We're going to have to talk about that. Maybe we'll do some on the breakfast brunch week, because we haven't compared notes yet. We haven't talked since yesterday. So I do want to know what her experience was with it. So looking forward to that too, because tech always changes. Here you go, Meredith.
All right. DC reveals Superman Red and Blue Anthology series. And this is on comicbook.com.
So everyone who said DC was going to close shop in 2020, I'm sorry to say you were wrong. It's going well into 2021. So, and we're going to head on to Thursday's news, which started with the Breakfast Buzz. And here's something cool. I think that C. Michael Lanning might like this.
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous reveals season 2 premiere date and new trailer. You can check that out on comicbook.com. Come over here to the Comics Newswire and click on the link.
You know what bothers me? We never got our Jurassic Park movie this year.
Was it supposed to come out this year?
Well, it was supposed to start teasing, but they stopped filming and stopped filming and stopped filming. So it was supposed to. We would have seen teasing for it. But at one point it was supposed to be Christmas this year. It was supposed to come out this time, but something stopped it before everything this year stopped it. So, and here, this is a teary-eyed one. Let's see if Meredith has any feelings. This is a feelings check.
I have no feelings.
We're gonna
Okay.
Oh my God. Has it been that many times? Oh my gosh.
Transformers Optimus Prime's 10 best deaths ranked. While Optimus Prime has died many times over, the Transformers franchise always finds a way to make his loss meaningful and absence impactful.
The first death of my life was Optimus Prime. It forged me, and I'm not kidding. And then it right after Prime wound up dying, we had the Mr. Rover at Sesame Street just a few months later, and I was like, "What is going on?" I started getting paranoid.
This is why I'm confused, because they keep killing him, but he keeps coming back. I'm like,
well, now it's like, they kill me.
But
yeah, I know, but it's, I don't know.
what gets me is this, though. This is his 10 best deaths. That's not even as many times as he's died.
Right.
It's weird, right? Like, how many times did he fall by accident?
It's like they even say cats have 9 lives. I'm like, what the hell, Optimus?
Optimus,
Just
29.
stay down. Stay.
The one thing I never got,
But nobody wants Optimus Prime to die. That's the thing. Nobody really wants.
Well, then
Even in the movie, nobody.
Stop killing him. It's
I never got why they
confusing.
I didn't understand why they couldn't plug him back in. I was just like, plug him back in. This is
Recharge the battery, something.
at 5. I was like, I have the answer.
Get
Plug
some
it back
jumper
in.
cables. Get it.
I'm so old. They didn't have
just
those.
imagine for kids, okay? They love Optimus Prime and they killed him and they come back, all right? But then next week the cat dies. Bring him back. I mean, come on, stop confusing people.
Well, in the 80s, it was a lot to bring him back, and there was a consequence of him coming back at first. There was like a Pet Cemetery moment actually with it.
I can appreciate that because I like horror, but that's not what that story is about.
Yes, it was. That was what that story was. What are you talking about?
Pretty horrible.
I meant the whole, in the universe of things, Oh yeah. I mean, not for that one. Yeah, not for that one story arc. Anyway, that was on CBR.com.
And remember, when you grow up to want to clone something, it doesn't come back the same way. It's either worse or maybe better, but it's not exactly the same. The experiences mold the person.
Or it's Boba Fett.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, there was a line today that I thought was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. It was cool. It was really cool. I won't spoil a damn thing, but it was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool. Stabby Bunny Dark Origins Edition, December 201. DEC for December, by the way. 201660. Get your copy today at your local comic book shop. Well, order your copy today at your local comic book shops. This is interesting, Michael.
A new Joker manga to follow the Clown Prince of Crime as a parent. Oh, I want to check that out at comicbook.com.
Just when I was worried about my parenting skills, DC's come along and helped me realize I'm not the worst parent in the world. What'll be bad?
Maybe he's an awesome parent.
That's what I'm saying. What if he's really good? Like, how bad would you feel if Joker was like the parent of the lifetime? Like, look at Groot from Despicable Me. I mean, mind blown. He put on the princess outfit. I would not do that. I don't care. I would not do that. I saw The Rock do it. I saw how it hurt his career. I can't do it. No. I can't do it. All right, so here we go. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I create comics about fetish, monsters, and more. So what interests you? Go out there. Talk about yourself. Talk about what you create. No one does this. Think about it. When was the last time either one of you went to your page and simply said what you do as a creator? It's a powerful message, though, isn't it? To remind everyone why they're following you. Because I get people all the time. Like, people will friend me and be like, oh, well, I don't know why I'm here. And I'm like, that makes 2 of us. I should come with a warning. Like, when you want to friend me, it should be like a Constitution level document. He's going to hurt your feelings, possibly.
Now, this is a discussion that I want to have, Rob. Is this page is this your personal Facebook, or is this built under your like a business page?
Personal and professional, both.
Okay, all right. Because I have 2. I have a personal page, which most people are connected with, and I have the business page, which I'm like, stop friending me and go over there.
Yeah.
Because that's where I want to put the majority of my work and stuff. And I'll be damned if people don't want to follow that one.
I quit trying. I honestly quit trying. I have a page for art of C. Michael Lanning. I get more friend requests on my regular stuff. So it's like, you know what? I just post stuff here.
Yeah,
I'll post stuff
it's
over
very
there too.
frustrating.
Here's
But-
the quick answer. One seems like an ad. If you want one to
It's,
work,
yeah.
it's got to be special. That's why I turned mine. I'm slowly turning it into the Sinners Club. See in the corner how it shows Sinners Club? I'm going to make it the Sinners Club so it makes it interesting for people to talk about you. But again, it's sometimes weird to ask your fans to congregate until once you get to a certain level, you won't have to ask.
Yeah. And the reason why I ask is because for a personal Facebook page, you are limited to 5,000 friends.
Yep. Something I take very serious. That's why I piss so many people off to keep room.
Call them all.
If you leave, I don't have to delete you. You save me work.
Yeah. Every so often, I just say something controversial, and there's 10 spots now open again. It's like, oh, look, evolution. We've thinned the herd.
I believe fish should wear dresses. You see a whole bunch of them leave.
Listen, I have seen Ironfish. It's going to 2021 Ironfish is going to be having adventures.
It's going to happen.
We
love it so much. Oh my gosh. I want a poster. I want that in a poster.
He's laughing now, but like 10 years from now when the Ironfish movie comes out, we're all I'm just going to be like, did you ever imagine? You'd be like, this is crazy. This is crazy. All right, Meredith, you're up.
Excelsior! Stan Lee and Jack Kirby biopic script makes 2020 blacklist. That's at comicbook.com.
Yeah. I think this will be interesting.
Who's laughing?
Nita's watching me. My wife is watching us over here on the other side of the room, but there's a delay.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Yeah, there's a 5-second delay. So I think she's laughing at the Ironfish thing.
Oh, the Ironfish thing is fantastic, though.
Yeah.
Blacklisted because I think people are afraid to talk about this because the truth is we'll never know what really happened in those rooms. Comics were a lot different back in the day, thanks to people like Kirby and people who came after him. Of course, the Image creators were very big on this, and Neil Adams, huge with creators' rights, has changed it. But understand, back when Stan himself did not keep ownership on a lot of the characters. The people don't understand that. Like, they try to trash him, not realizing when he left Marvel, he didn't have much but a name. He left with his name. He got some residuals just because of some contracts they'd made him keep him happy. But today's creators will probably benefit a lot better from all they went through. I think this movie's important, but I don't think you'll ever get it right. And I think that's why it's making Blacklist, because Kirby was an amazing creator. You've never seen Kirby since then. I don't think you ever will.
Stan even had to sue Marvel in order to get something from that, didn't he? I think.
Yes. There was that
part. I always remember, though, if you haven't watched the secret history of comic books, it shows when it talks about Stan and Kirby, there's a phone call between the two of them that they're having the discussion, and they're kind of at each other at first, and then Stan kind of settles down. He says, some of the best things I've ever done were with you, Jack. Well, it was very emotional. I'll get goosebumps thinking about it right now. If you haven't checked that out, look at it, because they actually did have not just a professional relationship. There was a kindred respect for one another.
Yeah. And at one point, Kirby was Stan Lee's boss, and then it flipped.
Yep.
So there's a lot of history that a lot of people miss, and they just want to point fingers and call one of them a villain or say one of them was wrong. In real life, there's that gray area where no one was wrong. It's just what it was. Because at that time, things were different. We forget that. Kirby's right to want to get more. Why would you want to see someone else blow up and not be part of it? But understand, Kirby quit. Kirby kept leaving. When you leave a project, it's abandonment. There's a legal thing behind that. You actually have to prove, even if someone says, well, I was creative, you have to prove creation. You have to prove you're a part of the process. If you just did something that was in a script, that's not creation. And that's where the whole argument comes. Where did it really begin? Who was doing it? What were the contracts? It's just insane. Is it fair? No, it wasn't fair.
Right. And like you said, Stan didn't own Marvel.
Nope, never did.
A lot of people don't misunderstand that. And the way Kirby was treated was primarily because of the Marvel owners, not necessarily Stan Lee. And Stan had a lot of people on his plate. He had a lot of things on his plate going on at the same time. Kirby was going through his thing. So,
and Kirby and Stan always looked at it as a business.
Yeah.
Kirby looked at it as a and neither one of them are wrong, but it's the point of view that you have from it that changes everything. So, all right. So I'll read this one since it's my words. As we look to 2021 and a return to Comic-Cons, because yes, I think we'll see Comic-Cons as early as March, especially now with 2 vaccines and 2 more. How many fingers that would be? We'll have 4 fingers of vaccines coming out, hopefully by January. I don't see us. I think that the government almost wants to slow the vaccines now because of how quickly they're rolling out. You know, as insane as that sounds, because they're going to lose a lot of control. But if you hear doctors, they're like, I don't see us having a problem getting back to normal around March or April now, if everything keeps the way it is. So I don't see there being any reason we're not going to see Comic-Cons in 2021, at least by the summer especially. I can't wait. I think Florida MegaCon might go in March. You know,
yeah.
There's that moment where everyone's like, well, we have to take care of all the weak and the sick, and that's why we're doing that. We'll have all of them vaccinated by January, like mid-January. After that, the argument changes and shifts, doesn't it? And then it's like, oh, we don't want to what? We don't want to what? What do we do? Like if someone shows up at the hospital sick, you give them the vaccine, right? The world has changed. It's just about supply and demand. I see it coming back. What do you guys think, real quickly? I'm sure we'll talk about it this weekend too. You think it's coming back, Meredith? This year?
I think Florida's been pretty much open anyway without the vaccine. So, and I personally would not take it only because I react very strangely.
And they're saying not to. Actually, they're saying
I react strangely. I mean, I had a flu shot maybe 4 times in my life. I'm almost 50. And I was sick every single time. I'm like, well, you know what? Let my body immunity system take care of itself, and I'll leave it at that. Because there are a lot of people who don't agree with me, and I don't want to get to a point where people are like, "Show me your papers so that I can attend." That would be bad.
Yeah, that can't have. It's going to be personal responsibility. That's what it should be. If the vaccine's available for everyone and you're not getting it, then that's your problem. Mm-hmm. That's you. You're an adult. You decided to take this risk. Same with smoking, doing drugs, which we're running out to make more available now. And it's going beyond just pot now. There are places who are trying to decriminalize all these other drugs. Obesity. A lot of us are struggling with weight problems because of the additives they're putting in our food. More people are dying of depression that we're not talking about. Alcoholism is on the rise. There's a lot going on that we could be focusing on, and we need to not get to a point where we're talking about people's papers. I agree with Meredith. It should be her choice. God bless her to make her own. Everyone should have that ability to make that choice. And that's the thing. Until right now in history, we didn't have that choice. And once the choice is available to everyone, and I do think that's the thing we have to realize, until everyone can have it, we do have to be cautious.
Oh, see, Michael, what do you think about that, though?
Yeah. No, I don't know. You know, there's just so much stuff going on in the world right now. I hate to speculate anything. I'd like to believe that we're going to go back to normal, though.
It'll be a new normal. It'll never go back. You can't go back. No year is the same.
Look, I put it this way. If we come out of this year, people washing their hands more, hallelujah. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Yeah. And you know what?
Here's keeping their distance. Golly, you can get people behind you in a store. They got to breathe down your neck. What is with that? Stop doing that, people.
Here's the thing. When's the last time you saw somebody hock a loogie? Okay, thank goodness. But I was running in the park yesterday, and I saw one on the sidewalk, and I was just like, gross, you know. And I'm running around it. But I mean, that was like the first time since April.
There's this human scum at my gym who blows his hand in his nose in his hand while he's on a treadmill behind people. I literally walk out of the room, go to another room. I'm at the point the next time I do it, I'm afraid I'm going to snap. I'm going to what is wrong with you? Have you not seen anything?
That?
You disgusting human being.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, really, I haven't really seen spitting. Thank goodness.
So you're saying a lot of people are swallowing more.
Where's that TVMA DLSM?
We're a family family show. Damn you, Rob.
A lot of guys are happier about 2020 suddenly. Sorry, honey, you can't spit CDC.
And maybe, hopefully, that went over people's head.
No, it couldn't now. Rob just had to add to that. So.
I still didn't say anything. I mean, if your kids know what that is, you have a bad household. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, it ain't Little House of the Prairie over there.
Your problem isn't Comics Newswire, that's for sure.
Really, like if your little kid knows about swallowing, whoa. All right, here we go. Meredith, you get this because he's got a weird name.
Okay, Matthew Rhys to star as alien spy in FX's comic book adaptation. Weird? Is that weird?
I always thought it was word, like word to your moms.
Interesting. Well, I mean, now I'm curious because I love this actor.
Michael, what do you think?
I thought it was going to be Wired. So
Maybe Wired.
Oh, something just happened.
I never did get that word. I don't know what it is.
Why did weird come in? That must be like a psychology thing, because weird popped into my head. Wired, I don't know.
Pronunciation. Here we go. We're gonna answer it. Up.
That's it.
Do not play a video. Do not play an ad. Do not play an ad. No ads. No ads.
Come on.
The sports and news.
Damn you and your ads. No, everyone look away. All right, here we go.
Weird or word, Old English.
Damn you!
It's both.
Word, Old English.
It's a dyslexic word, just like me. All right. All right. Well, I don't know if he goes both ways, but I know that there'll be a Marvel character we're talking about going both ways in a few minutes. So, after Christmas begins, we will have a list of awards and check it twice. So it's almost time to see who's been naughty and nice to their fans this year as the ICA returns just after Christmas. We're kicking it off. Geek Insider's part of it. We're going to have Chuck returning for his thing. Even Indie Volt's going to have an award. So really check it out. And this is that cool thing we were talking about, Meredith. You're up.
Robert Kirkman's stealth release is alternate universe Myconi comic.
Michonne.
Yep. French. Aha. Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley surprised fans and retailers with the release of an alternate reality comic starring a version of Michonne.
So is that from The Walking Dead? From The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's
character in The Walking Dead. Yeah.
So is the person reaching for her one of the people? I wonder. We're gonna have to see.
I don't know.
And this is the one the ad campaign where he acted like he didn't release it, which I thought was cool.
Oh, that was last week, wasn't it?
Monday, actually, when you were on with us.
Right. And that's through CBR.com.
Right.
And that's a team up again with the Invincible guys. You know, Robert Kirkman and Ryan Otley was both on Invincible. So,
all right. So this is gonna be controversial. I've done some research since we've done it, but I'll go around the room. Is Shazam a Christmas story? I said no at one point. My sister Shorty said yes. What do you think? Have you seen Shazam? That's kind of important for this one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Michael?
You know, here's the thing. And Meredith's confusion, I echo that because for Christmas movies, you know, one thing, I'm going to say this. When I think of Gremlins being a Christmas movie, I think of that scene where the Christmas Carol comes on the record player and she's being hunted. So I'll say Gremlins is a Christmas movie. When I think of Shazam, I can't think of anything Christmas in Shazam other than the fact that it's cold.
Well, remember, Santa's in it. It's about family. It's about learning how to live with your family and how to really appreciate who family is. And it actually has a Christmas dinner. And it turns out the director did this all on purpose. He actually used Christmas as a way to tell the story. So he chose to have Christmas in there to help tell the story and even chose to film it in more difficult times of the year to get away with it, having them leave Christmas decorations up past Christmas, if I remember the story right. So it turns out that it would be considered a Christmas film as well.
Yeah, but is it, you know, can we put the label of, oh, it's a Christmas movie just for marketing purposes because Christmas was referenced?
Well, they never did it for marketing, but it's after the fact. Like Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie. It ends on Christmas Day when they're having a meal. Die Hard is all about the Christmas party. And again, it ends on Christmas Day because he meets up with her on Christmas Eve. And that's the thing. But there's no real authority to this. I love how upset people get as if there's a commission of Christmas.
What I'm saying is just because it lands on Christmas Day, that's part of the story arc. But is it about Christmas?
Well, see, that's where
It's about Christmas, but yeah.
yes, and people go crazy about this. I love this time of year for this stuff because people start dragging up like some movies and they're like, "Well, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie."
I don't want to fit into this box where it's only a Christmas movie and Santa goes to jail. Let's move past.
I'll tell you a good Christmas movie, Bad Santa. Not the sequel.
Oh,
Billy Bob Thornton, huh?
oh my gosh.
We love you, Billy Bob.
It was a good movie, though.
All right, Michael.
All right, new Superman and Action Comics creators aiming to change Man of Steel and DC forever. You can check that out on this new era of Superman begins with the Golden Age. Check that out on gamesradar.com. See what they have to say about it.
And fuck you, 2020. Fuck you. You took my microwave. This was a good microwave. It did nothing to you, 2020. Fuck you, 2020. Fuck you. Meredith.
HBO Max now available on PlayStation 5. And that is on comicbook.com.
This is cool. There's a DC reveals the new version of Batman and Catwoman's daughter. Now, it looks like in this, they're actually using the actors more so from the movie to do this. So I believe this in this comic, and tell me if you guys think I'm wrong. We'll blow this up really quickly. It looks like Selena where is the picture? Hold on. I want to make sure that video doesn't play. There we go. Where is this? Here we go. That looks like it's because this is an Elseworlds story, but that looks like the actors, right? From the upcoming movie, Batman.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, the Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I think that's dangerous because now we're getting into that whole idea of, like Chadwick Boseman. Where the actor becomes so ingrained with the character that, when the actor dies, what are they going to do with the character?
But I
think that's dangerous territory.
Well, but they've been doing that with Superman for years. Because if you looked at Superman in the older time, he looked like George Reeves. When Christopher Reeves came around, they kind of geared him towards Christopher Reeves. So that's not really anything new. It'll pass. They'll move it. It'll be another universe before it's over with. So.
Right. I mean, but that's historically speaking, because the character the character lived on despite the actor. Whereas now it just seems like, okay, well, we're, the actor died, so the character is no more. I think it's dangerous because of the mindset of today.
Yeah, but if we stopped for the stupid people, we'd never move forward again. And I'm not saying that they're stupid for not wanting Chad Boseman replaced. That's not what I meant. It wasn't a dig towards them. That's an open wound, and I understand it. I disagree with it. I'm with Meredith. I disagree with it. Yep. The point I'm just trying to make is you can never stop moving forward because someone wants to hold back for a reason. You just keep moving forward and hope they catch up with you. I do think they should recast it because once they reboot it, they will certainly recast it. But maybe that particular adoration of Black Panther died. That's why we have Elseworlds. That's why we have reboots and all this stuff, because we will see another MCU one day. The characters are going to get old, and they're going to want to. The actors are going to get old, and they're going to want to replace something. There'll be an end world in conflict, and it'll be like back to year one, Spider-Man.
And it'll be like creators like you, Rob, and C. Michael, myself. When we're like, hey, if I had an opportunity to write a reboot, I would totally jump in there.
No, I'd fix it. I'd make it better. I'd make
it
cool.
Yes, it would be in my vision. My vision is much better.
But I thought this was cool. I love this art. I love a Catwoman Batman daughter. I'm in. Yeah. Now I have to go out and get a girl pregnant so I can name her Helena. So I already have the Damian. Jax is Damian Anderson. And now I'm going to need Helena Anderson. We'll stick with the middle name so the mom will get to pick the first name, but we'll just call her Helena because, come on, who cares? You know, I'm just gonna go up to a girl and be like, I need someone pregnant. You in?
Yes.
I need to
Because
name.
it works that way, Rob.
I need a daughter to name after Batman's new daughter. I mean, you get it, right?
You know what? And you might get some psychopath who says, "Sure."
Yeah. It
No
no
comment.
It's a psychopath.
No comment because this is recorded. Off air, ask me that question again. All right. This is from our friend David Summy. I'm hoping that's his name. It would be a cool name if it's Summy. I'd be like, "What's up, Summy?" Okay, everyone. First page colored by Andrew Pate. Sneak peek of Naked Cannibal Campers. Andre Pate, colorist, is killing it. Let us know what you think. And you had me at Naked Cannibal Campers because we talked about this on Monday. I'm all for girls eating each other. So you're
Wow.
up there. It is.
Where's that warning again?
Here.
Thank goodness that's built into the
We did it.
intro.
Everybody
Right?
in the middle are so screwed because they didn't see the warning.
Sensational Wonder Woman series revealed, and this is on comicbook.com. DC surprises everyone. Hmm?
Yeah, they're doing some cool stuff over at DC, and this is Happy Holidays from our friend Austin. Can you read that, Michael?
The holidays, they hold a special place in the hearts of many people, from spending time with their family, with their friends and loved ones, to the holiday traditions that were passed down through the years. And that's from Austin Janowski.
Zanowski. Yep.
And
I was going to say positive thoughts for him and his family. I know his daughter was she was in surgery. Yes.
I'm not totally sure the details, so I'd rather not comment.
Okay.
Other than to wish the family, know that the family are in our prayers and our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have a book on Kickstarter right now. That's what I wanted to also mention.
Yes, introducing my all-age holiday comic series, Stanley the Snowman.
Yeah, and that's on Kickstarter right now. You can support it, and that's headed to Scoot Comics in I'm sure January, February. You'll see some more about that coming up. So, all right, here we go, Michael.
Justice League. DC Comics teases a very different team in 2021. The new Justice League will be mixed of old favorites and real oddballs. Check it out on IGN.com. Looks like it's coming from Ryan Michael Bendis.
And you'll see more about that actually in the show as there more came from it. But for now, Meredith, we have this.
All right, Shadow and Steel. As a shadow elf, she is an outcast from society, held in suspicion and even fear due to this shadow wars from years earlier. Unable to return home, she travels the lands of Voldaris on a quest for revenge and perhaps even redemption.
And that looks like a cool character. I love the purple eyes. Huge fan of that stuff. All right, here we go. This was just put back in again. I thought it was an important book, so I repeated it for another day because the news wires go out every day. Sometimes we repeat stories, and this is I'll give it to Michael just because I want him to read the title.
Oh God! All right, show.
Oh, he's so sweet.
We have a secret, but you have to promise you won't tell anyone. 50 copies of Show variant are being distributed in the December Scout Comics subscription box. Not only does it have a fresh new cover by our friend Giuseppe, but it also has a full Christmas story with it. You want to check that out? Coming from Scout Comics, and if you want to know what Show is, come to Comics News Wire and check it out.
Am I the only one who thinks that box should come with Scout Comics toilet paper? It's weird, I know, because you don't want anyone wiping your company's name with their butt, but I mean, it would be cool to match with the show. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there for everybody to think about. You don't have to make
it work. It would work. I like it.
Here you go, Meredith. Your dream has come true.
Oh gosh.
Who's reading this? Me?
Yeah.
All right. What Star-Lord's comic boyfriend would have looked like the Guardians of the Galaxy's leader? Star-Lord would have gotten a male love interest if Peter Quill's Marvel comic had lasted longer.
That's what he said.
I was thinking that. Oh, we are off the rails today.
So Star-Lord became bisexual, and I'd said this on Monday. With the way he looked at Thor's arms in that movie that just came out, I wasn't surprised. I was like, yeah, okay. He has a crush on Chris Hemsworth. It makes sense. Seriously, Star-Lord didn't, like, when they made him bisexual, I was like, yeah, wasn't he? I was more like, wait, that wasn't a thing? I always looked at him like Lucifer as a bisexual character. You know, you see those characters that, or gender fluid. I'm surprised they didn't just call him gender fluid, as that's the more popular term now, isn't it?
I think actually it's different things, because gender fluid is what you identify as opposed to what you're attracted to.
Oh, I didn't see. I learned something every day. And he's sleeping with aliens, people. For those who got upset who drive pickup trucks, remember, he's dating aliens. Put that in your mind. They're not humans. They're purple people. Do you have something against purple people? Is that your problem?
He's a purple people eater.
We've aged ourselves. All right, here we go. Rob, is this you?
You can do it.
All right, Scout Comics. So December Scout subscription box contents have been released. Grab yours now by clicking the link below.
And there's some of the things you can get, including Misfit toys, which I thought.
Really?
That's cool.
I love the Misfit toys. They were the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay. Anyway, that leads me to a rabbit hole about the king of the Misfit toys. If he was actually a Misfit toy, or if he was just the king of the Misfit toys.
I don't think he belonged. I'll go on record. I don't think he belonged. I think that he was a king, and they should overthrow it and start the United States of Misfits.
Oh, he could be president Misfit.
Only if he's elected.
I like it. Because he was aligned with wings. Who doesn't want to align with wings? There's no way that somebody would throw that out. No,
that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be a misfit. Like, people would want that. People dress up at cons like that for no reason right now. All right, so here, my man Method Man, in a conversation with Method Man, who had some serious Marvel comic book knowledge that he drops in the Marvel Method podcast. He really does. For those who don't know, he's into comics. He's been in Jay and Silent Bob's movies. Like, Method Man's awesome. Every time.
But look what site that's in. It's in Forbes.
Now,
Forbes is talking comics, right?
Yep, talking comics and talking about Method Man. Really, for those who grew up in the 90s, you would never guess Forbes was talking about Method Man. That's so awesome now.
Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm. It's becoming more mainstream news.
Wasn't Wu-Tang like that?
Okay. Was it that? I couldn't remember if that was Wu-Tang, or is it like I say?
I just might have declared war in East LA. I don't know.
Well, it used to be when I was coming up. That was West Side, but then Wu-Tang came in, so I don't know. They're from Shaolin.
See, they say that, but I grew up on an island, so I never understood it. We had a west side of the island. It was called Long Island. So we had a west and an east side. They kept talking about things. I didn't know who I was supposed to like and dislike. It was so horrible.
Did you say Long Island?
Long
I
Island.
thought it was Long Island.
No, that's if you're in Nassau. If you're in Queens, it's not that. Okay, that's like the same idiots out in Long Island who go, "Long Island's strong." I will slap the taste out of your mouth. I'll slap the taste out of your mouth so generations won't be able to taste shit. You got grandkids going, you had to say that, didn't you? So, starting now, we will be adding this Indie Comics Connector group to our newswire. So you're going to be seeing things from that actual group within the newswire. They're starting to build 300 members. I thought it was cool to involve another group to show a bigger group grabbing, and maybe we'll actually get more people involved as we go. So here's to that. If you have a group you want us to take the threads from, we're happy to do it. Mm-hmm. All right. This is a cool one. Michael, I'll give it to you.
Xbox Series X compared to COVID-19 vaccine by... Okay, wait. Let me see if I got that right. Xbox Series X compared to COVID-19 vaccine by U.S. Surgeon General. It's serious, folks. It's very serious.
It's not a joke. This is really not a joke. There's a real quote. You have to check out comicbook.com. Like when the Surgeon General is talking about getting your vaccine like you get your Xbox, shit got real.
She should have said PlayStation 5. I think that'd be more accurate. But
Well, they don't want it to seem like you can't get it. Xbox.
That's what it is.
Oh,
what it is.
man.
That's what it is. That's exactly it. You're right. He's a Surgeon General. He picked his words carefully.
He was very smart. He didn't want to pick. No, PlayStation. No one will think they can get. No, Xbox is available. It's
They're not
around.
even going to try to stand in line for the vaccine now for the PlayStation.
Oh,
You get a coupon even, just like Xbox. Meredith, you're right.
Wow. All right, Andrea. Is it Andrea or Andrea? Andrea Lorenzo Molinari. Check out this exclusive variant cover for The Shepherd Volume 1, Issue 1 by Ryan G. Brown. And it's available through Farside Comics in Montreal, Quebec. Scout Comics Black Caravan. Make sure that you head over there and click his links.
And that's an amazing book. If you haven't read The Shepherd, some of the best. I mean, I've reviewed it. I've talked about it. Seriously, one of the best books. And this just wound up in a different day for some reason. Major spoilers, Comics Portal. I have no idea why this is here, actually, to be honest with you. Oh, here it is. It's an actual. I guess it didn't translate right. It's a thread about actually talking about Comic-Cons coming back. And again, this Sunday, we're going to talk about the power of Comic-Cons and when they come back. I think they're going to be big. I think we've been we got to think about 2019. Everyone said, I just wish Comic-Cons would stop. There are too many. And we got our wish. If you really think about it, the community was clamoring for them to put an end to so many cons. Are you all happy now?
Wow. Really, that was the thing? Golly.
Yeah.
That's sad.
2019. People were complaining there were too many Comic-Cons. And now, I hope you're happy. I had 6 Comic-Cons this year. It's a record. I have not met another human being who does as many shows as I have.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Right? That's really one of those moments. Be careful what you wish for. You got it. You got less shows this year. So I think next year, everyone's going to be so happy to be back at a Comic-Con. I think the first major Comic-Con to open stores, you'll see press. You'll see all the press there. It'll be like a live feed. Look how excited these fans are to finally be back. Mark it down on your calendar. Mike's here. What's going on, Michael? So here we go, Meredith. You're up.
All right. Ms. Marvel synopsis confirms a major comic book aspect remains intact. Disney Plus's Ms. Marvel recently released its season 1 synopsis, confirming the series will keep a key aspect of Kamala Khan's character. And you can find that on CBR.com.
And
do you know what that is, Rob?
Yeah, but you got to go over there to check it out. We're going to give that be for CBR because that's an interesting thing. And if you're a fan, you're going to click the link. And if you're not a fan, you're going to be like me, go, oh. You know, like if you're not, you're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. Never read the story. You know, so I know who it is. She's got a giant hand, and apparently she can grow. You know, she shouldn't wear heels if she's going to grow that tall. I'm just saying the heels are going to make her so big that the bigger guys aren't going to want to date her. Got to watch those heels. Here we go. Future Primitive live on Kickstarter. We just have under a week to go. Here's a selection of the rewards they're offering. We wish them luck. This is one of the last Kickstarters we're actually following until this ends. I mean, this is one of the last ones ending this year. Most of our other ones is the next big one is the January ones, like Meredith's, because I don't think we have anything in between. It was just a weird cutoff. Like everything ends this week before Christmas and then nothing until January. Ooh. So you can tell people were planning not to go up against Christmas. And here we go. Edits matter, kids. Cyberpunk 2077 leads to $1 billion loss for the founders. Pushing the product out too quickly has made them lose money on the market.
Wow.
Yeah. Be careful. Edit your shit the best you can. Don't send things out. Delays are better than bad products. I've seen some of the glitches for it, and I was sad because I love Cyberpunk. I played Cyberpunk back when you actually used dice to play the game, and it was awesome. I liked Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk got me excited. Dungeons and Dragons, not so much. I'm sorry, Chuck. I know you watch this sometimes, but I don't want to play with other dudes' dragons. I'm okay with Cyberpunk. I'm good. Dungeons and Dragons never got it. The dungeon part, like I got all into it until I found out there are no dungeons. You just use the dungeon for like people. It's weird. It's weird. So much potential in the dungeon, and they just store people there. What a weird thing. Brian Hawkins, remember you can get his book, The Black Cotton. Apparently, this is with one action, Zion Cotton changes his world forever. Black Cotton #1, Scout Comics. Order your copy at any local comic book shop using diamond code DEC 201650. And here, this is some good news. It's actually going to be a headline for our week. Michael, you're up, I believe.
Wixom Comic Shop aims to capitalize on community and new future as auction house.
Cool, right?
Check that out at secondwavemedia.com.
Pivot. It's all about the pivot. You know, it evolve or die. This guy evolved. Look at that giant Frankenstein and Elvis.
Yeah.
I did hear some bad news though in National Enquirer this week though. Everyone should sit down for this. I heard Elvis has actually succumbed to COVID. They just wrote the story. It was horrible. He had survived so long and COVID got him. Everyone's gonna be like, you can't joke about COVID. Yes, you can. You just should.
But Bat Boy's okay, right?
Bat Boy's fine. He's a little bit of rabies, but I mean he's a bat. Doesn't really much. And remember that if you have any news starting today or into 2021 and 2022, we're going to have a group for you. Drop your news in here. And here we go. This one for Meredith, because I know she's excited about it.
Zack Snyder's Justice League premieres on HBO Max in March 2021. Make sure you head over to comicbook.com.
Now, like I'm subscribing in January, so I might get my money's worth. No, I have to. Well, you described December 24th. I'll probably subscribe, so then it takes me to January. So I'll get my money's worth. For like 3 months, we're not doing the news. We'll be back in April.
Well, when is Wonder Woman supposed to drop?
December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Is it? Really?
I believe Christmas Eve. Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Christmas Eve because we thought about renting an actual theater around here. I might still do it, but we'll see.
Oh,
that's next week's problem. I wanted to get through this week at all the shows unpacked. It's been a long year. This is like kind of an exciting show that we're still here a year later. And we're more evolved. We're more put together. It's really exciting. So is Cat Dad and Supermom. Available for $7.99. Contact me. Get your copy before it heads over to Scoot. That's right. These will be collector's items. There's only 111 were made. There you go. It's a tale of conflict and bullying addressed by farts that teaches morals while inviting new readers and rewarding them with laughter. And speaking of which, mail call real quick. That's right. I got some mail yesterday from Victor Dandridge. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. And he sent some goodies, and I was real excited. Where the hell is my damn mail call thing? I think I had. Oh no, here it is. Mail call. So check this out. Victor Dandridge sent me, and this is from his The Trouble with Love. So that's the exclusive thing you got for back.
Oh,
and
big screen.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess I can go big screen. So here we go. Comes in a bag. This is Trouble with Love. The book is inside of it. I'm keeping it in there because I've read the digital copy. I love this book. How cute is that actual plastic bag? I was careful opening a plastic bag. That rarely happens in life. Usually it'd be shredded on the floor, just like my son does. He gets it from his dad. Cool posters. I got some reflection. There we go.
All right.
Right? Like, I'm all excited what's next. He even sent me a thank you card. Like, he just upped the game where I now feel like a schmuck. I don't send out thank you cards. Thanks, Victor. You made me feel bad about myself, but I'll get over it and still not send cards. And the first thing that I was showing off is the world's greatest, which I thought was
that is awesome.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. I was happy, and I got to hang out with him a little last night, so that was cool. Gotham has a new hero. Who is it? You're going to have to click the link for comicbook.com. And here we go. Michael.
X-Men star Ian McClellan gets COVID-19 vaccine. Check that out at comicbook.com.
And he held the needle with his mind. Some people will get that joke, some won't.
I could just imagine a nurse coming up with I have it.
Here you go, Meredith.
Barbara Unleashed. All right. After a lifetime of hiding who she is, Barbara begins exploring her dark instincts. If 50 Shades was written by an adult, who knew what they were talking about? This is available through barbaraunleashed@yahoo.com. Make sure that you inquire for purchase information. It is $24.99.
Table pricing.
I always thought that's interesting when you say that 50 Shades, because you know what 50 Shades of Grey started off as, huh?
Yeah, Twilight fucking fan.
Yeah.
Twilight fan fiction.
Yep.
A little bit of BDSM over here. Some hot chick, some dude who's got some mommy issues. Here we go. Let's go to the races.
That's exactly.
Well, you know, and I love the fact that for Barbara Unleashed, I love the fact that you are adding the BDSM survey.
Yep, that's part of the package. So you can find out just how freaky your partner is. Because no one ever says this shit out loud except for me on my dating profiles, which people keep like not liking for some reason. I'm like, come on. If you're a hot chick, you want to be tied up and be controlled? They don't like that tagline. I thought it was a good one. Something about Me Too. I don't know. I was like, why did the Pokemon have anything to do with this? Why does Me Too from? And then someone's like, that guy's not named Me Too. It's a different thing. I'm like, oh. I just thought people were doing Pokemon Go. Go ahead, Meredith. You're up.
DC reveals new Nightwing team on comicbook.com.
And now, actually, Michael knows this book. Knows this series.
The Advocator is a collection of indie franchises trying to entice you with a short tale from their universe.
All right, so Michael, give us a review.
It's interesting. There's this one here. I might not be able to show it. Can I show that on here?
I don't care what you show.
Really See, so I've been able to check out a couple of them. Some good ones.
What about Cat Dad?
Oh, Cat Dad was really well written. I have to give it up to Bobby Gregory. You may need to learn a thing or two from him, Rob.
Yeah, I know. I'm always asking him. He's so pretty. I mean, he's a pretty boy. Got that big orange beard. It's awesome. All right, you're up, Michael.
All right, DC Comics and March 2021 solicitation spoilers. Batman family expands again, this time with two some books. One for a big villain and one for an ex-Robin.
So there's going to be two characters together, by the way. That's what they mean by some books.
All right, well, come over here to Comics Loose Wire and click that link to get you there to InsidePulse.com.
What does that even mean, ex-Robin?
Richard Dick Grayson. He's Nightwing now. He was an ex-Robin.
Red Hood.
Spoiler is an ex-Robin, actually. Tim Drake was an ex-Robin, but he's a Robin again. And Damian Wayne is now an ex-Robin.
Okay.
So they're saying that so you don't know which one it is. And I'm not going to give it away. That's why I named them all, to make sure that I didn't give it away, because I want you to do it. It's cool. There's some interesting titles coming. And again, proving that DC's going nowhere. And just as a thing, you can have you can have results or excuses, but not both. It's the truth, kids. It's the truth. Stop blaming everyone for your problems. And it's no one else's fault, you know. Pop says, sorry, I'm late. Virtual school and 3 kids is murder. Oh, shit, ain't that the truth? I had to be a teacher this year. It did not go well. And we know about the DC thing, and we've talked about previews. Again, order your books through previews. Here we go, CBR. This is for you, Meredith.
Zero Spider-Man comics with unique art styles. Not only has Spider-Man had a lot of different costumes over the years, but the overall looks of some of his comics have varied wildly as well.
And they really have. It's an interesting way to just look into that. And Chuck was on this week with his Chuck's Shop Talk, and someone's got to tell him how to do a preview image. I don't think he knows how to do a preview image, but it's a great series. I'm really liking what he's doing. It's definitely worth checking out, and I'll try to help him get. I mean, I like the fact that his face is there with the Chuck thing, but like the leaves always throw me off. It feels like I have to get a rake and clean his background.
We love you, Chuck.
We love you, Chucky. Here we go. This is kind of cool and sad at the same time. It's cool because I didn't know this was coming, but sad. I'm gonna have to wait longer. Go ahead, Michael.
Marvel's Chris Claremont anniversary special delayed due to broken hand. Oh, the Chris Claremont anniversary special, which honors the creator's 50-year career with Marvel Comics, is being postponed to January 2021.
Yeah, but I'm going to definitely get that. Oh, yeah. Pop says, I can put up preview image, but I have no clue on intro videos and credit. You have to run those through StreamYard. The preview is just when you're setting up the room. The videos and the credit bits you have to make beforehand, and you just put them in your video thing. And because you use StreamYard, Pops, so it's just under videos. Making them, that's a little difficult. You could ask Meredith for help. She does that now as a business, actually. So, and she's got reasonable, cheap rates, especially for like creators. She's not trying to gouge anyone, but she definitely has the ability to make professional videos. Like usually, I'm like, I'll do videos. But when me and Meredith work together, I'm like, you can do it. Because I know she's really good at it. So she'll even put the effort in I'm not willing to do. I can do it, but I'll be damned if I'm trying to make it as quick as I can. You know, I'm like, real quick, let's record this. She's like, you ready? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. 10 seconds. And it's like 30 minutes later, and you're like, why can't I speak anymore?
Do it again.
Do it again. And she will. You don't understand. She sends me things about how's that? Well, you sound like you're rushed. Slow it down, cowboy. Just make it okay. It's not a rodeo. We're not trying to catch clowns. Relax. Speaking of clowns, spoil you must not, unfriend you I will. Don't be a dick. God damn it. Stop being the person who tries to hurt people. Spoiling things for people is meant to hurt people, plain and simple. Don't tell me otherwise. You're trying to take away from them something they can never get back. A moment, a fandom moment where you get to what just happened? Like for my thing about the Mandalorian today, this is what I did. This is all I did. Mandalorian, and I had the Deadpool thing where he goes. That's exactly how I felt today. That was my day. It was amazing. I'm in a good mood. I'm tired, but I'm in a thrilled mood. That set my day right, and I cheated on my son. Don't tell Jax that I watched it without him.
That's okay. You means you get to watch it again. See?
I know, but you know that there were going to be people who ruined it. And the first time I went to do the news today and looking in places, one person bit the dust this morning. Let's just put it that way. And I had known that person for a good long time, and I'm sure they're going to come back and be like, why'd you unfriend me? And I'm going to be like, you were an asshole. You were an asshole.
Remember the movie The Sixth Sense?
Yeah, and everyone had to ruin it.
It was good. And I won't, to this day, I won't ruin it for people who haven't watched it. But that, for me, was one of the best kept secrets in my circle of friends. Nobody talked about it, but they were like, you gotta see it.
That was well done. That was the one that wasn't spoiled. What was the one that was spoiled? There was one where they couldn't help it. Oh, The Crying Game. Everyone was so upset about that ending. Like, they all, and this is before the internet. Like,
you know what, though? I predicted it before I even watched it. Nobody spoiled it for me. I was
You know what caught me off guard with that type of same scenario? Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I did not see that.
You are so weird.
It was a wicked case of hemorrhoids, wasn't it?
All right,
So
Michael, you're up.
Mandalorian finale reveals secret Star Wars project for 2021. The end of the season 2 finale of Disney Plus's The Mandalorian includes a post-credit scene teasing a project for 2021. Talk about what?
Well, no, that they knew. We knew that there was going to be a
project.
That's not news. But the name of it and the setup for it, you guys are going to be able to see something.
That was really cool.
Yeah. It's not spoiling anything. It's not. I thought about this. I looked at it. I'm like, no, we've talked about this on the news program. Yeah. This is nothing new. You just get to see something cool with it.
But just make sure you stay till the end of the credits.
Yeah, you have to. That's why I brought this up for those watching today. Dude, go past the first round of credits. There's an Easter egg. There's a Marvel Easter egg. And they did this last season, by the way. The end of last season, we did the same thing. If you remember, we had the guy cut out of the TIE Fighter. Yeah, so that's why I put this in here. No one, if you've been watching this news program, you know that there's a Boba Fett spinoff. We've talked about it a dozen times. It's how they set it up. Stay to the end. Stay to the end. And our awards show is coming back. This is just a reminder of it. Here we go, Meredith. This is some upcomings.
Okay, I'm happy for Ray to go out and speak his truth, says Godot. I wasn't there with the guys when they shot with Joss Whedon. I had my own experience with him, which wasn't the best one, but I took care of it there. So
I
this
wouldn't
is
want to mess with her.
comments from Gal Gadot.
Yeah, and I like the fact that she said that she ended it right away. Like, I like people like that. Like, don't let it lie. Put it to rest immediately.
Well, that's the thing. When things fester like that and it grows and it just becomes a beast in your head and then it just blows up.
Yeah, it's ownership. And me and Meredith talk about this all the time. Like, there
Mm-hmm.
are people I'll never forgive for the things they've done, but they don't own me. I live my life with no problem about that. Just real quick, Mike James says, thank you for not spoiling and telling me to watch till the end, class act. Yeah, we try to do that, man. Spoils are horrible. I've been there. You know, we all have busy lives. I know there are people like, oh, you have 12 hours. Who the fuck are you to declare?
Yeah, right.
I give it a 1 week if it's not in the theaters, and if it's in the theater, about a month. If it's on streaming, if you haven't watched it in a week, you're not trying to.
Yeah.
In a week you can find it. And I've worked very busy lives, and I understand that in 1 week you can get there. And in the movies, it sometimes takes a month. It really does to get to a theater, to go through all that. Unless you have HBO Max now, and then apparently the theater comes to you. But I like the fact. I like Josh Whedon. I was sad to hear that this happened. I hope it was a misunderstanding. I hope it was a bad experience for Josh. I still consider him to be someone of value in the industry. Maybe he was having a bad experience in that movie as well. Taking something over is sometimes hard, and sometimes you come in maybe a little too hard. But I also like the fact that we're seeing Hollywood actually starting to act right. This is a good step.
Well, and in Josh Whedon's defense, he was going through a pretty horrible divorce with Marvel over there. So you never do. It's like you don't know what his problems were.
Yeah, you really don't. And he had it was bad. So, you know, and this is something interesting. I'll give it to you, Michael.
Blind Spot #1 available for sale with 2 alternate covers drawn by Wilfredo Lopez Contino. I don't think I said that right. Story by Jose Cruz and art by the same person I said earlier. Interested in the inbox. Thank you.
Now, Michael, see, I don't make your life harder. That's just how the original text was.
I know. I hate that I probably didn't say that name right. I hate that.
Look at it. Look at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, no.
I translated it for everybody.
Oh, that was so nice. See, I might have tried this Spanish.
I'm going to try to race this through a couple of these, so just hang in, guys.
All right.
At that point, and I do want to talk a little bit about the future and where we'll be back in 2021. All right, so Free Comic Book Day has been slated for August 2021 on August 14th. That's pretty cool, putting it in a place that should be somewhat safe, or they think will be with everything that's happened. We hope to be back to the new normal by then. DC teases the new Justice League roster. Look at this. Some interesting faces going on there. There's definitely something interesting, including the Suicide Squad. Looks like they're going to play more of an active role with the Justice League. And is that Black Adam? Yes, it is. He's joining the Justice League. So new characters are showing up. Some old favorites are coming back. Some people haven't been around in a while. Definitely interesting. That's coming from Brian himself. This was in this is one of those weird things that didn't propagate right. Here we go. Loading. Here we go. The Gallows Man revealing both cover A and B for the Gallows Man coming in March 2021. And the original Hellboy star Ron Perlman doesn't hate David Harbour's reboot. So maybe you guys should check it out. And I don't know why Free Comic Book Day slated for August was used on the top of this. This is clearly something that I screwed up this morning with Twitter. But still interesting to know that Ron Perlman didn't have a problem with it. I think that's cool.
He even gave him pointers.
Yeah, throwing some love in there. That's awesome. That's awesome. Our good friend John Celestri talking more about his comics. For comics which to grow as an art form, creators have to tackle themes with mature substance. Themes as why do bad things happen to good people? Why does it seem God and devil are playing games with mortals? The following are pages from my Bloodwing Chronicles. A mature comic? I don't know if that's possible, dude. I just don't know if that's possible. Born in Lockdown. I like this. This was cool. This is from I want to say
Hindustan
Times. This was kind of cool. They're talking about how lockdown has affected art. I thought that was badass. Brian gives us the Black Cotton one last time. Please check it out. December 201-650. I put it in deliberately today to get more traction on that. Frank Miller drew for the first time, Batman and the Christmas Miracle. That's right. He was the comics advent calendar continues in a very groovy 70s themed to go to 1979, where Frank Miller drew Batman for the first time in a Christmas story. How cool is that? This is Catalyst. That's right. This is coming out in 2021. Get used to it. And I like the look of the main character in the center. That's just me. I like that.
I wonder why.
Mr. Robinson, and we got some great characters to be talking about, including White Hack. We have Shade. We have Golden, and we have actually I'll save him for the end because there's a cool name with him. He's coming. Meredith did an amazing job with Louis Cruz yesterday. I got to see some of it in the middle of all the stuff I was doing last night. Really, really cool. I'm going to watch it again. Great energy, great show. Well done, Meredith. I actually thought that was a great interview.
We had a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, we were talking about an hour after the show too. Very
cool. DC reveals that Harley Quinn's awesome new noir costume. Sure, awesome. There's a word that you could use for that. The race to save our Kickstarter holiday special. Again, people are having trouble getting their packages out. Don't hold it against creators. Damian Wayne debuts a new non-Robin costume identity. Talk about bland. Did I say that out loud?
Woo!
Did I say that out loud? Sam Johnson, the Geek Girl, jump on Kickstarter goals are now unlocked. Just hours to back it. If you're backed or back any of the collection packs, it now comes with a free Geek Girl crossover limited edition. The 2 new collectors packs rewards have also been added, and you can check those out and vote for any character, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, you'd like to see added to the print. DC Comic Universe, the 10 weirdest comics on the app. Definitely check that out. I thought some of them were weird. In this industry of comics, I can't compete. Giants have paved the way for me like Eisner, Lee, and Kirby, to name a few. So I am here to just be me, Anderson, and see what that does. Be you, not them. They already proved they're good at being you. Can you prove you're good at being you? Take that into 2021 seriously. Stop trying to be anyone but yourself. Best new comics launched in 2021, according to Screen Rant. New releases from Scout. Here he is, Uso Pate. How cool is he? He has the powers of percussions. I thought that was an interesting thing. He's from Hawaii. We're actually going to have a story that takes place in Hawaii in the Catalyst universe going to Continuum, the first release. This is Mechanics, and this is going to be from Scoot Comics. I thought that looked cool. And here it goes. Who wants to work on creating a library of creative works with others to learn the craft better and at the end of the day own what you create while being part of the creative process? Only serious people about creating can be part of this supportive creative environment. They are welcome. Self-promotion, not welcome within. This is all about creating, guys. Michael and Meredith are on it. This is Terraform Continuum, and we're going to change the landscape starting in January as you're going to start seeing things. And stay connected. You're not alone. Super important. Watch the video. I'm literally, if you see the earbud, I'm on a conference call with other creators. I stopped to talk about how important those connections are and how, look at the energy I have today after hanging out with people last night from the industry. I feel more energized, and this is just to make everyone smile. I love this little guy. He's such a goofball. He gave me the roar out of nowhere. I'm just lucky enough to capture this candid moment. All right, guys. So I caught us up with that on the news. That's it. We're done. 2021 has evolved this show. It is so different how we do it now. It is so much more of a professional, polished show, I think, in my opinion. And it's because of you guys. Everyone who's tuned in, giving us what they liked, what they didn't. We've come a long way. We started the year focusing only on indie comics. We've had the conversation throughout the year. What does it mean to cover comics? And we've come to this beautiful decision that this is an entire industry. There's no levels when it comes to talking about it. Sure, you earn your way up through the ranks. I don't disagree with that. And sure, it's harder when you're beginning than when you're on top of Marvel and DC. But ultimately, it's all the same industry. Coming in 2021, we will be shifting the backer pause. Have finally decided back to Wednesdays. A lot of people liked it on Wednesdays, missed it being on Wednesdays during December. Tuesdays, we'll get an unnamed show. I'm trying to play around with it. It might be the Comics Industry News Watch or Industry Watch will be something. I'll probably talk to everyone in the anchor room and we'll name the show. So you'll have that on Tuesdays. It will cover the weekend's news, Monday's news, and Tuesday up until we go live at 11 a.m. Wednesday, we'll have backer pause at 11 a.m., but may have prime time versions depending on the guests we get on Wednesday nights. Meredith and Michael will be the official host of this Friday version of The Week Ended. I will show up, but from now on, Michael and Meredith take the reins, and they'll be running it more than me. One of them will have the screen. They'll be doing it starting in 2021 because I plan to be back on the road. And I'll go between Michael and Meredith because there are going to be times Meredith will be with me on the road. So she'll be representing Terraform Comics. We're going to get more anchors in the new year. Michael was always supposed to take over Fridays. I figured 2021 is the perfect time. I'll be in the background. He'll pass the baton like I've been doing. Meredith will do it. And this is what comics are going to be. And, of course, the Sunday Comics Brunch is going nowhere. We will be here. We're not taking any time off. We took off time for election. I don't see any other time we're going to do it except for holidays. I can see us taking a weekend off during certain holidays, and I'll be dialing in, I guess, and we'll be looking for a co-host so when we're on the road, they can actually be in a studio running it for you. Maybe we'll tap Matthew Harris every so often on Sundays to run the studio for us while we're live. Because, of course, we brought to you by Geek Insider as well. We are the comic book branch of Geek Insider. The news wires will continue throughout our break. We will be back on the other side of news. I'll tell you the official day of our return. The first Tuesday of January falls on the 5th. So January 5th will be the first time we have another news program. Doesn't mean we won't have specials. Doesn't mean we won't have interviews. Doesn't mean we won't do something cool between then and now. Notice we're keeping Mondays open now. We're keeping Thursdays open now. Those are 2 days we could do things if we want to. And, of course, Geek Insider has Geek Speak, which is going to be doing a lot of the interviews. And more than likely, I think me and Meredith were talking about this. I'll start doing the interviews under Geek Speak to promote that brand when it's a comic book version, to go onto the Geek Insider thing, so you know it's an interview show. I couldn't have made this happen without Michael, Meredith, Michael Odin, who we call Modin around here, and Demon Phil, who all joined us this year to make this show better. And, of course, you guys who have shown up and made your comments, giving us thousands upon thousands of views. Thank you. That's it. Happy holidays from me to all of you. Merry Christmas. I will see you in 2021 as we start up again. Please enjoy this time off, the holiday season. Go recharge your batteries. You're not alone, by the way, for those watching. Does not go away. You're not alone. We'll continue until this is back to the new normal. I've already committed to that. Until we're at the point, basically the first big show will be the last time that we have a You're Not Alone. The night after the first big show is what I've said, and I'll commit to that. So we're getting there, guys. Thank you for hanging out. It's been a weird year. You guys have made all of our programming better. That's it. Just happy Merry Christmas, happy Festivus, happy Kwanzaa. I know Hanukkah's over, but I hope it was a good Hanukkah, and more importantly, Happy New Year. Join us on the Breakfast Brunch on Sundays at 11:11. We're going to talk this week about gift giving and Christmas related stuff and what happens when cons open. And then the following week, me and Meredith talked about doing the wrap up. We're going to be talking about all how the year was right before New Year's. Right after Christmas, we'll do that. And then the weekend after, because it'll be before the news comes back, we'll talk about, of course, what else do you talk about in the beginning of the year? What'd you guys say you were going to do this year? What's your New Year's resolution that you're not going to follow? Except I do, because I don't have resolutions. I have plans. And with that, I'm signing off for the year. I'm actually going to use the bathroom, and I'm going to let Michael and Meredith both have a little time to say goodbye, because you guys have been part of this. So I'm out for now. If anything, let Michael go next, I guess, because then Meredith can sign us off for the year. I'm going to give her that. So, Michael, you're up.
Hey, okay. Of course, I'm C. Michael Lennon. You can always find me here on Fridays and on my Facebook, Silverline Stream on Wednesdays, which we won't come back to after the first of the year. And happy holidays to everybody. And so definitely let's hope for the best next year.
Well, you kept that short and simple.
Well, I don't have too much right now. It's the end of the year. So
All right. Well, I am Meredith Lochran, and you can find me over at Geek Insider. You can find me at Wild One Forever. I was actually today. I kind of rolled out of bed and rolled into ComiX Newswire today. So I'm getting ready to go for my run, and then I'll do my my personal blog, which is about health and wellness, mindset, positivity, and all that good stuff. And right now, I'm just trying to scroll through and find the outro. There it is. There's the news outro. So we're prepared to go. I really want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We will be around. You're going to see us on social media. Make sure that you're following us, Geek Insider, ComiX Newswire, see Michael Lanning wherever it is that you did. You do a link tree?
I don't think so. What's the link tree?
I'm gonna send that over to you. I am recommending that everybody sign up for that because it's a way to centralize all of your social media, so you don't have to go through the whole spiel of, hey, you can find me here,
Right.
here, and here. It's just like one spot. Anyway, the link tree. I am not sponsor. I'm not a paid sponsor for that, so I maybe I should reach out to them.
Hey, if you keep it up, you might become one. So.
I am shilling the heck out of them because it's such a great tool. Anyway, so be on the lookout for all the things that are happening. Make sure that you go to Indie Comics Creations, the ComiX Newswire. Follow us wherever you can on social media. Without you, we cannot. We can do the things that we do, but with your help, it helps spread the word of what we're doing, and that is comic books creations, independent creators, and just advocacy. For the creative process. On that note, you guys have a great day. I'm going to hit the intro. See ya.